The anatomy of a construction contract. How to protect your project. A high-end Manhattan renovation is one of the largest and most complex financial commitments most people will ever make, second only to buying the apartment itself. The contract governing that work is not a formality or a sign of mistrust. It is the single document that defines what is being built, who is responsible for what, how money moves, and what happens when something unexpected comes up. A well-constructed contract does not just protect the investment. It makes the project run more predictably from start to finish. The scope of work, a vague description like renovate kitchen, is legally insufficient and practically dangerous because it leaves room for disputes over what was implied rather than what was agreed. A professional scope of work is a technical document that eliminates assumption entirely. It specifies demolition protocols in precise terms, references specific architectural drawings by plan number and date, defines materials down to grade and finish, and sets out installation standards including methods, adhesives, fasteners, and substrate preparation requirements. If it is not written down, it is not included. And that level of specificity is the only reliable way to ensure the budget agreed upon at signing is the budget that holds through completion. Payment milestones. Payment schedules tied to calendar dates give contractors little incentive to maintain momentum. The more protective structure ties payments to verifiable milestones, so money moves only when a defined phase of work has been completed and confirmed. A typical milestone schedule for a full renovation might run from an initial mobilization deposit at contract signing, through demolition and framing, rough-in systems with city inspection passed, walls and surfaces, fixtures and finishes, and a final closeout payment released only when the punch list is complete and DOB sign-offs are received. On the deposit specifically, the standard mobilization deposit in NYC is typically in the range of 10 to 15% of the total contract value. Some Manhattan co-op buildings restrict how much a contractor can collect before board approval is granted and work actually begins, so it is worth confirming the building's rules before agreeing to deposit terms. One item that belongs on the contract's face page alongside the scope and payment schedule is the contractor's home improvement contractor license number. In New York City, any contractor performing residential renovation work is required by law to hold an HIC license issued by the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection, and that number must appear in the contract. And its presence gives you a record that can be verified against the DCWP public database before work starts. Scope changes are inevitable in renovation work, whether they come from a hidden condition behind a wall or a decision to upgrade a material mid-project. The contract should establish clearly that no additional cost is incurred until a written change order has been priced, presented, and signed by both parties. A properly structured change order includes a detailed description of the requested change, an exact cost breakdown separating labor and materials, a timeline impact assessment, and an updated project schedule. Nothing moves forward until both signatures are in place, which converts what is often a source of conflict into a straightforward business decision. Warranties, insurance, and legal safeguards. The protective layer of the contract covers several distinct areas. On insurance, the contractor should provide verification of general liability and workers' compensation coverage, with certificates naming both the homeowner and the building as additional insureds. Many NYC co-op and condo boards also require disability insurance certificates as part of the alteration agreement process. Warranties should be explicit rather than implied. A minimum 1-year labor warranty covering workmanship defects is standard, alongside manufacturer warranties for appliances, fixtures, and systems, and dedicated waterproofing warranties for bathrooms, kitchens, and terraces, where water damage risk is highest. Lien waivers at each payment milestone are a critical protection specific to this market. They are documentation proving that subcontractors and suppliers have been paid, which prevents mechanics' liens from being filed against the property for a contractor's unpaid debts. The contract should also specify how permits, inspections, and certificates of completion will be handled, include a clear dispute resolution procedure, and define the final punch list and closeout requirements that trigger the last payment. The contract is a working document. A contract that gets signed and filed away does not do much useful work during a project. At Hoppler Design and Build, the contract functions as the source data for the project management system. Every line item in the scope becomes a trackable task. Every milestone becomes a deadline, and every change order is logged against the original document. That structure creates a continuous chain of accountability from the first signature through final sign-off, and it means the finished apartment reflects what was agreed rather than what was approximately agreed. What warranties, insurance coverage, and legal safeguards should every NYC renovation contract include? The contract should clearly define insurance requirements, warranty coverage, and legal protections before any work begins. Insurance requirements: general liability insurance, workers' compensation coverage. Compensation coverage: homeowner and building named as additional insureds, disability insurance where required by the building, warranty coverage, labor and workmanship warranty for at least 1 year, manufacturer warranties for all installed systems and appliances, separate waterproofing warranty for wet areas, legal safeguards, detailed scope of work with drawings attached, payment schedule tied to project milestones rather than calendar dates, written change order procedure, clearly assigned responsibility for permits and inspections, lien waivers at each payment stage, termination and dispute resolution clauses, contractor's HIC license number displayed on the face of the contract. Without these protections, homeowners risk financial exposure, unresolved construction defects, and limited recourse if the contractor relationship breaks down. Why is a renovation contract a critical protection tool rather than a formality? A contract documents expectations in writing before work begins, which is the only reliable way to prevent disputes over what was and was not included. Defines the project's scope and controls costs by specifying exactly what is included. Protects the homeowner legally if work is delayed, incomplete, or poorly executed. Ensures accountability among the contractor, subcontractors, and suppliers. Supports DOB compliance and satisfies co-op and condo board requirements. Provides a clear written record that can be relied upon if disputes arise. Verbal agreements and informal estimates carry no real legal weight in New York City's regulated construction environment. A project that begins without a properly structured contract offers little meaningful recourse if something goes wrong.